Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to Business Innovators Radio. This is your host, Constant Taylor. Today, we have a very special guest on the show, and they're going to share some very exciting information with us. So, if you're looking to increase your personal and professional effectiveness, then you have come to the right place. Our special guest today is Jim Flynn. Jim has been speaking professionally for over 10 years, and the primary content that he speaks on is internal brand adoption and supporting your brand with inbound marketing. He primarily speaks nationally, and he's based out of Peoria, Illinois. His latest book is called Empowering Brand Distinction. Jim, welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. Thank you.
Now, I'd like to kick off the interview by asking you if you could tell the listeners a little bit about your speaking business and how you help your clients become more effective.
Absolutely. It's interesting. When you say the word brand, it conjures up a lot of different thoughts and feelings associated with that, different for different people, and even people within the marketing business, whether they're on the client side, the agency side, and the market research side, whatever that might be, have different ideas of what brand means, what the word means. And a lot of people look at it as things like the latest campaign and slogans and logos and those types of things. And the reality of it is, those are certainly important elements of brand, but the brand is really who your company is. It's what people think of when they interact with it. And so there are a lot of overused terms like brand promise. And the reality of it is when you have that promise and you match it up with the performance of the brand, those two don't overlap. The reality of it is the brand will not be seen as very effective with your customers.
Mm-hmm. So what is your primary duty and responsibility with clients? Is it to help them identify what their brand is, or if their brand is out of alignment with the actual operation of the function? How do you help them?
Well, that's a good question. And when people ask me that, I often tell them, well, I help companies discover who their brand is. And I get kind of a furrowed eyebrow look like, well, don't companies know who they are? But the reality of it is quite often they don't. They really have lost their way in terms of understanding their brand, and with that, their brand differentiation. And so I work with their leadership team through a series of events and exercises to help them identify their brand distinction, and then over time work internally with their employees to help them adopt the brand so that they have a more effective strategy for actually delivering the brand. At the end of the day, we really seek to align three things. We want alignment between the brand strategy, the people strategy, so the people who deliver that brand, and the overall marketing strategy. And when we find those three things are together, then brands are more effective and ultimately more prosperous.
How do you integrate an inbound marketing strategy into the branding?
Well, it's really a second phase. The first phase, of course, is discovery. And we go through that, and it's really about thinking about who are we today, what do we do differently, why do we do what we do, and what are we capable of becoming. So once those issues are clarified and internally adopted, so the employees within the organization understand that differentiation are given the tools to deliver on that differentiation, and ultimately are evangelists for the brand because they believe in the brand. They believe in what the brand believes in. So, I mean, if you have people like that who believe what you believe, they're going to come to work with you, with their blood and their sweat and their tears. And they come not just for money, but they come because they believe in the mission of the brand and what the brand does. Mm-hmm. So once clarified, the outward world, the outside world, needs to better understand that. And inbound marketing methodologies are all about the idea of taking the changes in buyers' behavior that have happened over the last 20 years and the way that people receive media. So TiVo is blocking television ads. People are changing radio stations. Pop-up blockers are blocking online advertising. And ultimately, inbound marketing methodology allows the brand to be found through optimization online so that people are finding what they're looking for. And then once they've found you, providing avenues for them to interact with you, with your brand, and give them the content that they're looking for, the content that they're searching for. So rather than pushing advertising out to them, they're finding you and they are receiving the type of content that they want, not what you want.
Okay. Sounds like a great strategy. Can you give us a business case of a company where you were actually able to help them identify their brand and then help support them with their marketing efforts and where that was successful?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, and I'm not going to mention this by name just from a confidentiality standpoint.
You don't have to mention the name. Yeah.
Because we have worked with any number of brands in different industries. A couple of industries that we really specialize in is healthcare, both the provider side, so hospitals and primary care and subspecialty care. So we work in different segments. Two of the segments that we work in most often are healthcare, both in the hospital area and in the provider area, so primary care providers and subspecialty providers. So I'm thinking about a ophthalmology practice, a large ophthalmology practice that we've worked with. We help them to discover and hone down their areas of differentiation, which were really three different areas, and then ultimately use those areas of differentiation to speak more effectively to their stakeholders, both internal stakeholders and external stakeholders. Using inbound marketing for them, we've been very effective in providing high return on investment for programs such as their LASIK surgery program. So the interesting, exciting, and fun part about inbound marketing and all online marketing activities is that they are completely trackable. So we are able to come back to them on a regular basis and show the return on their marketing investment. So we're able to show for a dollar spent how many dollars we're returning. And that's very exciting and something that marketers have not been doing for that many years. And it continues to get better and it continues to be more and more effective because we can look at the activities that are happening today and yesterday and the day before and optimize things that we'll be doing tomorrow and the next day.
Okay. What does your perfect client or prospect look like?
The perfect prospect or client for us is a entrepreneurial and engaged CEO.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say engaged, I mean someone who is interested in growth, interested in ROI, interested in differentiation. Those are three areas that we specialize in. And when CEOs are saying those things, then we're going to be speaking the same language as we work through this journey together. Marketing, the chief marketing officer, vice president of marketing, marketing directors, all of those people absolutely need to be in alignment with the way that the program comes together. But ultimately, it's much more than a marketing initiative. It's really a corporate initiative. And so when you look at it on a hospital basis, as an example, you have the leadership team in alignment with throughout the hospital with the different divisions and service lines, so that the brand delivery is well aligned with the brand promise.
What is the biggest hesitancy about clients or prospects engaging with you, and how do you overcome that?
Good question. The largest obstacle is people not understanding really what brand is. Give you an example. If you call most organizations and you say, "I'd like to speak to someone about helping your brand become more effective," you'll be transferred to marketing. Mm-hmm. When the reality is marketing quite often, and of course it's different in every organization, but quite often marketing is really responsible for the outward manifestation of the brand. So things that I would refer to as branding, mm-hmm. not brand, but branding. Mm-hmm. So the logo, the colors, the campaigns, and so forth. Mm-hmm. And it has been said before that a really effective marketing campaign can make a bad brand fail more quickly. Hmm. And it makes sense because if you're telling more people about how great a brand is, and then they sample the brand, and that can mean anything from sample it in that they have a medical interaction with a brand, for example, in the case of a hospital or a primary care clinic, or if you're talking about a cell phone company. The same thing is true. There's just different flavors of the same kind of thing. So if they're not effective, once they've sampled that brand, and more people sample the brand, and they're all disappointed with what they find, that brand is going to fail more quickly. Mm-hmm. So the alignment between what the brand truly is and the brand promise and the brand delivery is really, really important.
Okay. Very, very insightful. Now, with the last minute that we have, can you deliver a message to the listeners? And that message would be, if you don't get anything else out of this discussion, this is what I want you to leave you with.
The most important part of your brand is your people strategy, and embracing the brand from the inside out is the single most important thing for effective brands to deliver on a day in and day out basis.
Okay, excellent. Now, if the listeners would like to get in contact with you or your organization and find out more about your services and how you can help them, what's the best way to do that?
My email address is jflynn, FLYNN, at Hult, HULT, marketing.com. Likewise, hultmarketing.com is our website address. Please feel free to download any of the ebooks that we have available on our website in the tools section. And likewise, email is the easiest way to reach me.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for coming on the show. That was very powerful information that you shared with our listeners. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, and thanks again for having me on board.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.